Hello and welcome everybody to yet another software release update. This time around we're going to talk about all the exciting new things that are going to happen in the June release of Axis OS 11.11. My name is Andre Bastard and I'm with the Axis OS product management team here at Axis Communications. So let's take a look at where we are right now in the Axis OS 11 lifecycle and then go quickly over all the new stuff that you can benefit from in 11.11. So ready, set, go. Okay. So it's almost time to say goodbye to Axis OS 11. As you can see, we're about to come to the end of the Axis OS 11 life cycle, with 11.11 being actually the last release that will be later on transforming into the 2024 LTS track. But don't panic just yet. Axis OS 12 is just around the corner with 12.0 as its first release in September, and many more releases to come thereafter. And now let's take a look at what happened in 11.11. So we just got it out of the door and it is available now for more than 220 products and their variants. And as you can see, this was a rather busy release for us. And in the next couple of slides, I will show you actually most of the interesting things here on screen. But before that, it is worth mentioning that this release, as always, includes important cybersecurity updates, as we have been rolling out a new Apache version, for instance, but also patched an Axis-specific vulnerability that we just had disclosed recently. And with that out of the way, let's go through the new features available in 11.11. To start with, it is now possible to preview the metadata stream from the web interface that allows you then to understand what objects are detected and how they are tracked in the scene. Also, for the ADFS Active Directory integration of Axis devices, we have now implemented a hybrid mode that allows for having digest authentication still available for backwards compatibility. And also the virtual input VAPIX API got enriched and it allows now for activating virtual inputs for a specific duration only. You can see an actual example here at the bottom of the slide. Also new in 11.11 is a quality of life improvement where we added a parameter that enables the autoplay of video and audio when accessing the device web interface. And to further reduce the network footprint of the Axis device, it is now possible to activate or deactivate LLDP and CDP network neighboring protocols. In plain config, we have added a link to the Swagger configuration interface for all newer APIs that we're developing. This allows for an easier direct configuration, for example. And then again, our radar-capable products have now an event notification available alerting if the radar signal quality is deteriorating or being tampered with. So this can be used to set up an event action rule, for instance. And then, last but not least, the 11.11 software release will conclude the Axis OS 11 lifecycle and then transform into the 2024 long-term support track, providing vulnerability patches and bug fixes only. A list of products that will be on that LTS track is already available now in the Axis OS release note portal. And that concludes it for Axis OS 11.11. And looking ahead, we're back soon with a technical update going through some specific troubleshooting guidelines that are worth considering due to the breaking changes that will be happening in Axis OS 12. And then we will also follow through with a dedicated session to look at what the initial release of the Axis OS 12 lifecycle looks like, where we're launching Axis OS 12.0 in September. And that's it for today. I hope you found this update useful, and as always, I will leave you with a couple of links to explore for further information gathering. And yeah, thank you so much for joining in, and keep an eye on new videos in our Axis OS playlist on YouTube.